Look at this. I got the mic ready to go. I've had a couple streams of late where I start the stream and my mic's pointing over there somewhere. I'm just chugging along, talking, flapping my gums to nobody. But yeah, I'm a fast learner. Goodness gracious. Okay, today we have our to-do list. Built that out earlier today here in GitHub with our project things that we need to tackle. First and foremost, we have a little bit of an architectural issue where we have some routes or pages in the app that are calling query methods directly. There needs to be, and there is a service layer that handles that abstraction. We don't want pages calling directly, leads to bad things. So we have a bit of an architectural thing that we need to sort out. So that's priority number one. Off stream, we'll just say I had a good day with Claude yesterday. I figured a few things out. What I changed was I went from a prompt specialist to a context specialist. What I found was that I had been having a dialogue. I'd been prompting back and forth in little chunks with Claude. That wasn't as effective as I would hope. So I did a thing that everybody says you should do and work through planning mode, get those plans lined up, really confirm that everything is exactly as you wanted, and then let it go. And by let it go, I mean, I've been letting it go. So I let it make changes without me stopping at all. It just goes. And that worked really well last night. Last night, we had a major refactor of how we are handling coordinates. We were transforming coordinates a couple of different times, and it wasn't consistent across the board. That really bothered me. And I had spent the previous stream trying to solve that problem. I got fed up, nearly table flipped, and decided to try something different. So I went into plan mode with Claude Code. We got everything lined up. I really liked the approach we had, and then I hit the go button. And it did it. And it did it really well. So I'm getting better. Yeah, that's good. Claude's better. Claude's getting better every day, but more importantly, this guy's getting better. So here we go. Let's do this. Let's get Claude fired up and ready to go. All right, Chief, we are back. As you can see, okay. So Shift Tab, plan mode is key right here. So Shift Tab allows you to cycle through the modes that Claude Code works with. Make sure you get into plan mode first. Iron things out, then get ready to go. So remember, Shift Tab. All right. Let's see. So our memory has information about how we should and should, well, man, I can't type today, and should not be accessing / using methods in our queries folder. As a reminder, no client-side object, meaning page, route, component, etc., should call a query method directly. We should be using our services folder / layer. I want you to find all of the places where we are breaking our rules and build a plan to fix it. A couple of keywords here. Think harder. That actually makes a difference. And lastly, my new /only /favorite MCP, context 7. Use context 7 and fire away. So context 7 provides access to documentation for all of the things. So that way, as it's building the plans, we make sure that it's checking the latest version of the documentation for each piece that's a part of our app and ensuring that we're using it in the optimal way. So that has been a bit of a game changer along with the plan mode. So here we go. We're going to let it roll and see what happens. This does take more time. Well, let me correct that. This approach does not take more time in the long run. Like anything, that preparation, that upfront work feels like you're going slower. But once you get things lined up and say, Claude, go, it knocks shit out and it does a pretty damn good job. So I'm excited to make real progress with this today. Should be good. Okay, so let's take a look at what it's talking itself through. Yep, we're client-side code, directly calling query methods. Yes. Yes, that all looks good. Okay. So it found, yeah, so I knew about the locations one, the call and create location directly. I'm okay with it importing types. May have to make a little correction. Move schemas. API routes, yes. All right, so it's going to move the schema and create location, put schema from, I think I'm okay with that. Add create location service to services. I don't want to, okay, so I don't want it to, I don't worry about future CRUD operations. We'll add when necessary. That's a change that we need to make. Okay. One. If we move all schema definition to the schemas file, can we still use the drizzle methods to infer the schemas so we don't have to maintain those manually versus relying on the schema to deal with any changes. Also, to clarify, services should import query methods to be used, but only methods defined in a query file. Lastly, what was the thing I was worried about? Was in 4. Oh no, it overwrote the. Oh, lastly, we don't want to create methods unless we are actually going to use them. So don't create the delete location service method you planned on adding. Okay, once again, think harder, use context 7. Okay, let's recalculate. See how he's doing. How you doing, Claude? We did good last night. We had a good night last night. I was very happy. We got a lot accomplished, and most importantly, the things that we accomplished were things that we've been wrestling with our previous sessions. So let's keep the train a rolling. Okay, here we go. Let's see what it's got going on here. Okay. Whoa, a lot here. Okay. Schema definition should be moved to schemas file, but we can still use drizzle methods to infer schema, so we don't have to maintain. Yes, okay. Services should import query methods to be used, but only methods defined in query file. So my understanding was wrong. Services are allowed to import from queries. Yes. We don't want to create. I don't know how it thought it was going to do it. We don't want to. Okay, hold on. I'm still reading, Chief. Still reading. Yeah. Violations. Looking back. API. Schema duplication replacement. Services should not import DB directly. Services should call query functions. Services should not write database queries directly. Correct. So the violation is the API route is importing and calling query functions directly instead of going through the service layer. Correct. Let me also check the schemas we're talking about. Yes. Perch ensures. Yep. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to fix the route. Yes. Should be service. Yes. Is already installed. We're going to replace manual schemas with auto-generated ones. Don't know if that's true. ask a question here. Will this planned schema approach still support the coordinate conversion logic we are isolating in the query methods? That is a key refactor we put in place last night, so we can't lose that functionality. Also, locations. Not every table will need specific data conversions like the locations table and its coordinates. So it is okay if we can use one approach in most cases, but if locations requires a little extra to keep the code clean, a little extra work to support the conversion needs, that is fine. Also, when building the plan, we may need to update our memory and not rely on what is currently in the memory, since we are doing it the wrong way in our code that was built using the existing memory file. Think hard, use context 7. Okay, so what's the plan here? Yep, we're gonna fix that. Okay, this all seems good. All right, here we go. Claude, do your thing. This is where we're at. So we spent about 15 minutes making sure, again, The big mental switch is not thinking of yourself as a prompt engineer, but a context engineer. So making sure you provide all of the context for Claude or whatever AI you're using to do its job and to do it well. That's a big mental shift that I made yesterday that really unlocked a ton of progress that I've been wrestling with for a couple of days. What I found is that I was prompt engineering. So I was having a running dialogue, and in my head, I was keeping all of the context. But what I realized was Claude wasn't able to maintain all the context like I was. So while I was thinking a handful of prompts backward and integrating various things, I realized it's not capable of doing that. So that's why, again, my shift has had to be to become a context engineer and make sure that Claude has all the context it needs to go knock it out. I found that when I do that, it does a really good job. So that's the mental shift you need to make. Think the entire context. Does Claude have the entire context necessary to excel at this task? If so, let it go. If not, keep refining. How much is Code Rabbit? $14-day free trial. Okay, great. PR summarization. Okay, so it just summarizes the PR for $12, $15 billed monthly. It will actually review it. We're gonna give this a shot, my friends. I'm gonna take this off screen, off stream, sign up, give it my credit card. So we'll do that while Claude is still doing its thing. Why is GitHub? GitHub's not pulling my passkey from 1Password. Hmm. It's annoying. Yeah, I use my authenticator app. There we go. Sorry there, folks. All right, we're getting signed up here. Okay. So it looks like we're good. So we can come back. Whoa, freaking out there, buddy. Okay, looks like we've got turn off. So everything's good. I want to run. Just want to test it personally. Make sure actually creating a location still works, still does its thing. Okay. Come on, you can do it, buddy. All right, add location. We've got a couple down here in my neck of the woods. Well, let's see. Let's go to, who doesn't love a Taco Bell? Create location, check, added, and it's there. Boom, that worked. Okay, so now next step is please create a branch and, whoops, can't spell. Branch and pull request for all of these changes. Okay. So that should kick off. That should then trigger CodeRabbit, a separate entity, to look at all of the changes and be like, yeah, bro, this is good. So it's our first time testing this out. Kind of excited. Our first CodeRabbit PR review. So I'm kind of pumped. I've been wanting to use this for a while, so we're going to do it. We're going to give it a shot, and you're here for it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. One Viewer that's out there. Even if you're a bot, I appreciate you being here. We're doing new stuff. We're trying things. We're making progress. It couldn't happen without you, even if you are a bot. Thank you. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. All right. PR created by Claude. Now what should be happening is CodeRabbit. CodeRabbit's doing its thing. Okay. You know what? While we're at it, let's get Copilot. Why not? Let's do all the things. Writing code with Claude Code, getting reviews from CodeRabbit and Copilot. We'll just have it do all the things. And we'll see what happens. I am excited about having one tool do the creation and two other tools do the inspection. Aside from me, I'm going to look at the code too, but it's interesting. Interesting. I like it. I'm going to take a peek here. Okay. All right, that all seems reasonable to me. Let's see what the boys have to say. All right, CodeRabbit's still thinking. Oh, Claude's even. We got the triple review here. Oh, perfect architecture compliance. Wow. I like that. I like that as well. Copilot, GitHub Copilot with some good suggestions. I appreciate that. So now let me just, I mean, that all makes sense. So let me get those changes locally. Test them out. It makes sense. It's logical. You can do it. You got it, buddy. All right, here we go. Let's create a new location. My hometown. Whoa, 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 whoa. Relax, relax, relax. Bojangles. Okay, I was worried about that. Okay, that's going to fail. Okay, so we've got a problem here. The service we just need that in import. So we're saying with this, we should be able to npm run test. So it was a good suggestion from GitHub and Copilot, but execute poorly. npm run lint. I mean, the lint would have caught that. Okay. So we fixed import for extra schema validation addition. You can do it. Gotta get a new laptop. That is on my list, friends. I tell you what, you can help me. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a like. Give me a follow. Whatever it is. That might be the thing that gets me to be able to replace this 6-year-old MacBook I'm rolling with. It's done amazing things. I love it to death. I've built a ton of stuff on it, and it's great, but it's time. It's time. This fella's got to retire. What? The laptop, not me. Okay, so we should be back here. Actually, that won't work because I want to respond to this. I want to tell it like I thought there was a way you could do that with CodeRabbit. I thought you could give CodeRabbit like a thumbs up, and you could teach it. Because this would fail some of our linting because we disallow console logs. That's part of the lint rules that we enforce. So that actually wouldn't work. So I would like to be able to get Copilot to give it another look. Now we got freaking reviews all over the place. But just as importantly, you need to review the code. Don't let Claude write the code and then CodeRabbit review it and Claude review it and Copilot review it and you not look at it. Throw some eyes on it. It'll make a difference. 8 minutes ago. Location service 134. Good point. CodeRabbit. Does CodeRabbit just update its review or what does it do? Copilot left comments. Or sorry, Code Rabbit left comments. I'm not seeing them. Okay, so now let's test. Look at that. Figure that out later. Okay, so it did another review. Okay, so it still wants that. OpenAI feedback. Okay. Slow file system detected. It's slow, all right. Add location. Let's continue our tour of the Anderson family hometown haunts. So we tried to add Bojangles last time. Didn't work. We'll try it again. Boom, worked. Okay, we're good. All right, let's merge the PR. Merge, mergey merge. Okay, so now let's switch back to the main branch. The latest. All those changes to the main branch, and we're good. All right, so we can now go back to our board, and this is done. We can stop this from running. You're done. Go over there. Okay. All right. So we need to next update. Made some sizable refactors, and I want to make sure we update our memory appropriately. It is okay if we need to replace previous rules. Let's rely on our newest and most concrete refactor rules. Build a plan for what needs to be changed. Needs to be changed. Also, if we need to start breaking out our memory into more than just a claude.md file, that is fine too. Whatever is most effective. Think harder, use context 7. Go. Okay. The problem I've had with this is that it's like when I want it to use its memory, it doesn't. But then when I'm trying to do a refactor and get it to alter the way we think, it's like, whoa. The memory says I should do this, so we can't do that. Like, but I'm trying to tell you we want to do something different. So, working on that. Okay. Coordinate handler. Yes. Schema organization. New drizzle usage. Whoa. Always use drizzles out for schema evaluation. We learned data transformations, coordinate. You can't update this rule. Import rules. New. Clear rules about what can import from where. Services can import from queries. This is correct. API route cannot import from queries. Okay. Architecture updated. What needs to be updated? Okay, here we go. Major changes. Add 3-tier architecture enforcement. Yes. Fix coordinate. Yes. Okay. Okay. It's doing its thing. Okay. Family's here. I'm going to shut down the stream. I'm going to keep going, though. I'll catch you guys up tomorrow on progress that we make. Doing good, feeling better. See ya.